Hello and thank you for watching. This is Jennifer Bowman with Olympia Piano, and this is video number 2 in the Orange Dozen a Day book Group 4 video series. As I mentioned in the first video, these videos are getting more and more advanced, so the lessons take a little bit longer. So we're just going to cover a few lessons per video. This video will cover exercises 5 through 8. So one thing I want to mention is make sure that you purchase the Orange Dozen a Day book and support the great work of Edna Mae Burnham, and then you can have your book sitting on your piano as we go through the exercises together. So let's get started with exercise number 5. Okay, now we're to number 5, and this one is just plain hard. I just wrote hard on this when I was practicing it. So this is for independence of fingers, learning how to move and hold other fingers down as a unit. So we're in a 5-finger position, and we're holding down fingers 2, and I have a lot of tension right now because I'm trying to hold them down, playing the best you can between the remaining 3 notes. And this is any 5-finger position, so you can try it in all sorts of positions if you would like to do that. It feels different when you're up on the black keys. I'll demonstrate with just one measure before the playthrough. Putting 2 and 4 down silently, and I'm just going to do a combination. I want to really be on the tips of my fingers as I'm going through this, but I'm going to really use my wrist to help me. So it's going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and so forth. And I'm trying to overlap my fingers, hold them until the next motion, whether that be a down or up. Same thing with the left hand. Down, up, down, up, you can see I'm not left-handed. Look how I'm trying really hard to keep my left hand down, but it's going crazy. So do your best with this one. And the main thing for this one is actually the mental focus. So I'm focusing on keep those 2 and 4 down and really channeling my down up. So let's do the playthrough. 3 and 4 and. Ready, and lift up. So with practice, you'll be able to have a little bit more control within the hands, but do your best. That one is very difficult. And now, going on to number 6, this is really an advanced chapter, a lot of advanced stuff. This one I would also put in the quite difficult category. What we're doing is we're having these next door thirds, okay? It's diatonic, which means we're only going to use the notes of the scale. So as I am encouraging you to do, try it in all sorts of different keys because this pattern will feel different no matter which scale you're in. This is in the key of C major. So what we're doing is we're taking these groups of thirds, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, and then we just go up the scale and do that until we get, let's say we do 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it resolves in. So the key points for playing this are feeling the thirds as a unit. So we want the thirds to touch at the same time. But then we also want to think of each group as a unit. So we're not just play, 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 move, play, play. You see this kind of figure all the time in especially the classical repertoire, but also other types of music. And so I want to just give you a couple techniques for making each group of 3 thirds feel like a unit. I like to feel like the first one's a down, then you just do kind of a mini down or a stay, and then the third one's lift up. Down, stay, up, move over, down, stay, up, move over, and so forth. So when you release, it's very loose. Down, up, down, up, down, up. It turns into one thing. All right? The other thing that we're going to work on with this one is voicing it. We want to try to bring out the top note. So first thing to do before playing them together is just to play that top note so you feel, look at the angle of the hand. It's not straight. I'm not press, press, press. I'm grouping it together with more weight of my arm. Okay, and then same thing here, down, up, down, up. Just playing the top notes. Then you do the left hand. And then coming down, down, stay up, down, stay up. You don't want to go too far up on the second one because then your wrist gets too high and you press the other one instead of doing it on the way up. Down, stay up. So you should start in the same place and then lift through. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's take a look at the side view for number 6. We're going to feel down, up, down, up. I want you to see how loose it is when you release. Same thing when you reverse it. Move. Okay, now here's a playthrough for number 6. Let's try this with a crescendo to the top and then decrescendo on the way down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, stay up, little louder. More. Thinking towards the top. Now roll up, 3 and 4 and. So the first note of the group is going to be the loudest, but now we're going to get softer. So as you get more flexible with that one, you can try it faster. Let's try that right now. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, number 7, skipping. So there's a lot in this exercise, skipping. We're working on a full G7 chord, mixing up the pattern. First time through, we repeat. The second time, we just go through each note of it. We're looking at rhythm here with the little dot staccato. We have the rest, which is a 16th rest with the 2 flags on it. So the rhythm's going to be a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So nice and light, really quick last note. We're going to be playing on the surface portion of the keys, not super deep, skipping, so really skimming the surface. This is really played on the tips. So find the point at which you are gripping, but not caving in like this, okay? And you're going to have touch, down, up, down, up. Your wrist is pretty high and it should feel like effortless, all right? So let's do the right hand. Touch, down, up, down, up. Should feel effortless. Now different pattern. 3 and 4 and left hand. On the tips. Let's go to the side view. What I want to show you in the side view for a moment just is how high your wrists actually are for this. If your wrists are too low, you're going to employ too much arm weight and it's going to feel very laborious to play this. But if your wrists are high and you're able to just kind of pass through the fingers on the tips, it's going to be really fun to play. Skipping, what I'd like you to see is how I'm just really skimming the surface of the keys. Wrist is super high. Okay, now we'll do a playthrough. So I'll do it slowly first, and then we'll do a quick one. 1, 2, ready, and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Get softer as you go down. So when we do it really quick, your challenge is to be precise with the keys, but barely touch them. 1, 2, ready, go. So this is really guided by the wrist. I'm not really doing a lot of fingers. My fingers are in place, ready to play. All right, let's go on to running. We've had lots of exercises like this in the series. We can take a look at the key signature. Here we've got, in our key signature, we've got 2 sharps this time. So as we did before, we took a look at the circle of fifths. Here's the sharp side, 2 sharps this time. We have the choice of D major for our major key or B minor for our minor key. I'm going to play a little bit of the first measure. Okay, that sounds like D major to me. And then the last measure, just to double check. So this is in the key of D major. We're working on finger dexterity, agility with these 5-finger patterns. We're also going to do just a slight bit of harmony. So we have D major for our first 2 measures. Then we go up to the 5 chord. Then back down, so from 5 to 1, 5. I love that she does this because then if you want to try this out on every single key, you know what your 1 chord pattern is and you know what your 5 chord pattern is. You can really get fluent in all 12 keys. All right, so this piece, technically, we're going to be playing on the tips. There's going to be a lot of contact with the keys. That means my fingers are going to be on the keys ready to go. I'm not going to be starting from way high above. Hands are on the keys ready to go, and I'm rolling through. Okay, so you can do like a circle over, under, over, under. Or you can do a variation on that. Instead of going over kind of sideways before you go under, you go more at a 45-degree angle, kind of pulling in like this, then under, pull in, under. I'll show you those from the side view so you can see the different nuance of the wrist. The main point being that you want to transfer the energy, okay? So both of these patterns are going to feel exactly the same because we've got the black key in the middle. I like to have dynamics in these, have the sections that are the 1 chord be mezzo forte, and then the sections that are the 5 chord be more forte. But then also within that, little mini hairpin crescendos. So like, and so forth. So you're going to get a lot of flow here. So let's take a look at the side view for running. So running, what I want you to see is the circular motions. If you're slow, you can have bigger motions. If you're going more quickly, the motions are going to be more miniature. All right, here's the playthrough for running. I'm going to do it 1 at kind of a medium tempo. These are 16th notes. So we want it to move along and not get heavy. And then I'll do it 1 really quickly so you can feel the difference between being connected to the keys in a deeper fashion or just being really skimming the surface. So here's our medium version. 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, now let's try it really, really quickly. Maybe not as loud. Maybe this would be mezzo piano or maybe piano to mezzo forte, something like that. 1, 2, ready, go. Fun, but you can hear the faster you go, the more difficult it is to keep it even. So that is the end of video number 2 for this series. There will be one more video. If you like this style of teaching, please make sure to share it with others and subscribe and even donate to my channel. I want to say a special thanks to the donor who contributed towards more of the Dozen a Day Orange Book videos. Thank you very much. And if you've watched my videos before, you know I love to know where you're from, so please leave that for me in the comments. As always, thank you for watching.